right, it's time for another edition of Celebrity Pick Six, and look who we tracked down this week. The voice of the Kings. He's the voice of everything. Mark Jones. Mark, are you in a city? Do you even know where you are half the time? What city you're in?
Jason, sometimes I wake up, look out the window, and try and piece it all together, But no, it's nice to be home in Sacramento, actually, for this one. And travel can be kind of treacherous, man, but we just keep rolling, right?
Yes, but I know you love your job. You do a great job at all those things, and you have a basketball background. You played basketball. Any football in your background? Did you play football growing up?
Here's I played high school football for 2 years, freshman and sophomore year, and the defining moment for me was played at Oakwood Collegiate, right? So sophomore season, defensive back. We're playing against Central Tech, which was this powerhouse, like public school powerhouse. They had D1 college players all across the two deep. So they run the toss sweep into the boundary. I'm the boundary corner. I come up. I'm supposed to set the edge, and I'm like 150 pounds, man. And so I'm like, it was one of those 16-year-old dudes that had the full beard and looked like he was like 30 at 16. He's pulling, and he just like planted me like carrots in the ground, man. And I got up, my helmet was turned this way, and I was looking out of my ear hole. I'm like, I'm done. I'm
playing basketball.
Like basketball practice starts at 4 o'clock tomorrow. I'm like, I'm done.
Yep.
Tried the two sport thing for a while, but nah, man, I'm not cut out for football, man. I just wasn't.
That was your time to make the business decision and just, pull a hamstring, run out of bounds, something.
That was it. Central Tech crushed us that game, man. They beat us like 38-0, whatever it was. And I remember walking back to the team bus with my stuff on and thinking, this is my last year of football. I'm going to concentrate on, my left hand and my pull-up jump shots from here on in. That's usually where, a lot of great NFL tight ends end up, Jason. They're former power forwards with a broken jump shot, right? So they go play football. They go the other way.
Yeah. Did they give you any reps on offense, or were you just DB the whole time?
No, just defensive back, man.
Yeah.
Defensive back. I kind of liked his position at the time. It was kind of the cool spot, and that was it, though, man. Because I was guaranteed some playing time playing DB, so
there you go.
Everybody got the field. But it was short and inglorious. I'll call it that.
Did you have an NFL team or an NFL hero, anything like that growing up?
Man, you know what? My favorite player growing up, and it goes back to, and it's interesting because I'm calling the University of Washington-Oregon football game this weekend on ABC. My hero was Warren Moon. Warren Moon played in the Canadian Football League. I grew up in Toronto. So every year, they didn't think Warren Moon was good enough to play in the NFL. Ooh, every general manager should have been fired. He played like 5 years in the NFL, in the CFL, and every year Edmonton played against Toronto, where I grew up. He would just slice and dice us and just kill us, just boom, 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 boom. And when he went to Houston with the Oilers, Houston kind of became my adopted team. Up until that time, I was more a Buffalo Bills fan because the proximity of Toronto, where I grew up, to Buffalo, that's like an hour drive. It's like an hour 15 minutes. So, we're big Buffalo Bills fans. Reggie McKenzie, O.J. Simpson, Jim Kelly after that, all those guys. So those were kind of my two favorite NFL teams and the reasons why.
Are those fans as crazy as it's made out to be in Buffalo?
Yeah, they are. They're nuts. Hey, man, when it starts snowing, that Buffalo's in snowbelt country. It goes all the way up to Toronto. And when it starts snowing and hang out in the parking lot and, get a little oiled up before a game.
Yes.
They didn't have the Bills Mafia thing going when I was growing up, jumping on top of tables and busting tabletops. But it was still pretty rabid. And then a little known fact, Jason, that people don't know about the Buffalo Bills, at the time, and still to this day, I believe, a lot of their season ticket holder base comes from Southern Ontario, like the Toronto area. So that's why you've seen them in the years play a lot of preseason games in Toronto. It's because they'll get like 10, 15,000 of their fans from Southern Ontario. It's an important part of their ticket fan base.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
We've done this for a year and a half, Mark. Nobody. The best, we've had one entry this year. TV's Lisa Gonzalez from KCRA went 5-1, but the bar is set. She's at 5-1. Nobody's done 6-0. It's no point spread. You're just picking winners. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. I did a little research, trying to do a little catch-up work. You know, I can't take a donut on this. I'm thinking I'm going to go I'm going to get at least 4 out of these. Go 4-2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's start. Let's start game 1. Browns at the Bengals.
Joe Burrow is my kind of quarterback. Cleveland struggling, a lot of turmoil with Baker Mayfield, OBJ and, his dad with the antics yesterday and expressing himself. They've lost 3 out of the last 4, so I'm gonna go with Cincinnati. I know sometimes in these, rivalry games, you throw the records and things out the window, but I'm going with the Bengals on this one. I'm going Cincinnati.
All right, next up, Raiders, off to a good start. They've had some turmoil themselves, but they've kind of survived that at the Giants.
Yeah, hey, listen, any guy with Jones as his last name at quarterback,
that's your guy.
That's my reasoning on that one.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to complain. I'm going with the Giants on that and hoping that they play well.
There you go. All right, next one. This one actually development with Aaron Rodgers now being out of this game with COVID concerns there. Packers at the Chiefs.
Yeah, I had Green Bay before the news broke of Aaron Rodgers in COVID protocol. So I had gone with them. Man, Kansas City's just so upside down. And even still, sometimes you think, okay, QB2 comes in for Green Bay and gets it done still. But I can't think that Mahomes and the Chiefs are going to play that badly again, even though they've been a different team than they were a season ago. So I'm going to go Kansas City. I'm going to go with the Mahomes magic in that one.
Okay, next one, Mark, we got the Cardinals at the 49ers. Cardinals finally lost. Niners need this one. What do you think?
Hey, listen, I hope they still love me in San Francisco, but I'm going to go with Kyler Murray. I just think that when you have a quarterback that can improvise like that, they've been hot. I think they're going to try and prove that they can bounce back from a loss and deal with a little bit of adversity. San Francisco needs this game, but I'm going to go Kyler Murray and the Cardinals. I think they're the best team in football right now.
How cool is it for you, by the way, to have called so many of these guys in their college games and now see them, some of them going to be Hall of Famers?
It's great. Yeah, I had Kyler Murray in his career. I actually had a chance to speak with his dad, Kevin Murray. I remember him as a quarterback at Texas A&M back in the day. So, yeah, it makes you feel old too, Jason. That's nice. Hey, I like the way you couched it, though. It's nice to be able to call their games when they're in college and the NFL. But then when they're, 15-year NFL pros, you're like, yeah, Mark, you've been around a long time. You're getting old.
That's seasoned. That's experience.
Oh, there you go. Okay. I'll call it that. I'll take that. I'll take that.
How about Patriots at the Panthers?
Man, rookie quarterback Mac Jones has probably impressed me as much as anyone this year. Rookie quarterback on the road, that's going to be tough in Carolina. But I think they're going to go in there and do a nice job. I'm going to go with the Patriots on this one. Anytime you've got Belichick, you got a shot, and I think that's the big equalizer, always will be. So I fought with this one a lot. I thought about the Panthers, but I'm going to go with Mac Jones, and the Patriots.
See, Jones at QB. We see a theme here.
Hey, man, that's the default mechanism for me.
All right, the last one, Falcons at the Saints.
Hey, listen, the Saints, what do you say about them? I mean, Trevor Siemian now quarterback, I think. They lost Jameis Winston. Sean Payton, man, what do you say about this guy as a coach? I mean, he gets the most out of his quarterbacks, no matter who's in there. And I really think now he's probably one of the biggest quarterback whisperers the NFL has ever seen. For him to maximize the guys that actually are able to play says a lot about who he is as a coach and how he can inspire guys. So, they beat the Bucs without Jameis Winston. I'm going to go with the Saints and them winning this one.
But we've got you for Bengals, Giants, Chiefs, Cardinals, Patriots, and who dat? The Saints, and anybody that's named Jones that plays QB.
Yeah. Hey, the Patriots one, I got to be honest with you, that was a late switch.
Okay.
That was a late switch. I'd initially gone with the Panthers after looking at a couple of things, but every time, listen, as a guy who's from Miami, okay, been there decades, most of my adult life, I'm just naturally inclined to pick against the Patriots. That's our rival, even though it looks more like a homecoming game right now because we're the homecoming invitee. You know what I mean? The Patriots always seem to whack us. I'm inclined always to go against the Patriots, but I couldn't on this one.
Well, best of luck, Mark. Let's see if you're the first to go 6-0.
Oh, 6-0, Jason.